Streatham Hill Road, a whole world in a half-mile stretch. They reckon there's 60 different nationalities living and working in this area. So do people here think we've become too PC about religion? For example, what about councils who are worried about celebrating Christmas because they might offend other religions? What do you think about that?
Sad. It doesn't offend me whatsoever. I think it's nice.
So when you see Christmas decorations, what do you think?
We enjoy because there's too much decoration and lighting, and we feel that it is a good.
What do you think about when nativity plays get put on at school?
That's fine. We shouldn't have a problem with it because it's their religion and everyone has their own rights to do it.
What about Christians who display their religion in the workplace? Somerset nurse Caroline Petrie was suspended from her job after offering to pray for a patient. If a Christian nurse offered to pray for you, how would you feel about that?
I feel good.
If a Christian nurse offered to pray for you when you were in hospital?
Yeah, I don't mind if any Christian or any other religious people are praying for me.
Nice.
So you wouldn't be offended?
Not at all. No.
Even though it's not your religion?
No. No, not at all. I'd expect the same from a Jewish person to do the same thing for, for other religions.
Well, a short time ago I asked Hazel Blears if she thought councils and other authorities were going too far with political correctness.
I think sometimes people who are in charge overreact. For example, people will tell you that, Muslims will be offended by Christmas. Nothing could be further from the truth. And in the case of the nurse, I'm delighted. She's back at work. Common sense prevailed. And I think sometimes we're just a bit too sensitive and we're kind of walking on eggshells. We don't need to do that. We need to have a proper, open debate about it.
But, I mean, extremists don't change their views, do they, in debate?
Those who are at the far end, who are committed to terrorism, they're always going to be there and you're not going to change them. But there are other people who haven't followed that full journey. And I think if you can engage with some of those people and put pressure on them and challenge their views, then sometimes you can get them to come back. And particularly the young people who are vulnerable, who are at the very beginnings of this process, and getting them engaged in argument and saying, come on, these are not the values we want in this country, and let's all work together for the kind of society we want to build.
But surely the only way you change extremism is to tackle the problems and the grievances that extremists have.
You do have to tackle grievances, but you also have to challenge some of the views that the extremist groups hold. For example, some of the extremists say they don't believe in democracy, they don't believe in voting as a way to change things. Well, in Britain, we believe in democracy, and we absolutely must stand up and uphold those kind of values for the importance of our country. So I think you do take people on, you challenge the ideology, you expose where it's wrong, and then you can convince, as I say, particularly vulnerable young people, that it's worth getting involved in democracy, because that's how you get political change.
This verbal call to arms that you've made suggests that you are extremely worried about the extent of extremism now in this country.
All of us know that we're facing a significant terrorist threat, that comes from extremists who seek to pervert Islam as a justification for the violence that they wreak and the havoc that they wreak. And I am determined that we do everything we can in this country to protect the overwhelming majority of our Muslim communities, our young people, and make sure we're not drawing the next generation into that kind of extremism. This is a big generational challenge for all of us, and we've got to step up.
Hazel Blears, thank you very much.
Thank you.